right, good afternoon, everybody. If we could just make our way to our seats, we'll go ahead and get it started in just a minute or two. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. We got some chairs up front here for you. All right, thank you everybody for being here. This is wonderful. It's a sunny, not sunny, Sunday afternoon. Recovering from those Gators last night. What a wonderful victory. My name is Dylan Boatner. I'm the chair of the Voter Services Committee for the League of Women Voters of Alachua County. We are the League of Women Voters of Alachua County, so we are really excited to be out here in Newberry, not in Gainesville, providing this forum for our candidates to speak and for you all, the voters, to hear from them. I just want to thank everybody from the League of Women Voters who helped make this happen. Allison, our moderator, Candy, Diane, Gwendolyn, other folks who were involved to make this happen. We're really excited to do this, hopefully into perpetuity. This is our first time, but there are elections every year in Newberry, so we look forward to being out here in the future. So with that, I'll turn it over to Allison Peel. She'll be moderating today. Thank you, Allison. Here you go.
Good afternoon. I am League of Women Voter Alachua County member Allison Hill, the moderator for the City of Newberry Candidate Forum. Before we begin, this would be a good time to mute or turn off your cell phones. League rules do not allow the filming of the forum or posting portions of it on any sites. We will be live streaming this forum on Facebook. Election Day is April 8th, and you can vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. To vote, you must already be registered and live within the Newberry city limits. If you're not registered to vote yet, you can still register, but it won't be in time for this election. Newberry does not have early voting, but you can request a vote by mail ballot. We have a lot of information about voting at our table, which is at the Vote 411. So any questions you have about registering, vote by mail things, please check us out. The City of Newberry is governed by a mayor and a 5-member city commission, all of whom serve 2-year terms. Elections are staggered so that there is a city election every year. This year, 2025, is an odd number year, which means that the mayor and commissioners for seats 4 and 5 are up for election. Commissioner seats 1, 2, and 3 are elected in even number years. Elections are nonpartisan and at large, which means that all Newberry citizens can vote for any candidate, and the mayor and the commissioners represent the entire city. Candidates for mayor this year are Joy Glanzer and Tim Martin. Candidates for Commissioner Group 4 are Donald Lewis Long and Steve Pinaggi. Candidates for Commissioner Group 5 are Rosa Marie Campbell and Tony Maison. We have a sample ballot on the back table if you want to see the order of the candidates and which positions they're running for. All candidates who qualified to run for office were invited to attend this forum, and we welcome the candidates who are here with us today. We have Joy Glanzer, running for mayor, and Rosa Marie Campbell, who's running for Commissioner Group 5. We also welcome you, the audience members. Thank you for being here. We will begin the forum with each candidate making a 3-minute opening statement. Following the opening statements, I will read questions prepared by the League of Women Voters. No one else has seen these questions. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer. There will be 6 questions in all. I will ask the first question to the candidates in order of position. Then I will stagger the order so that no candidate always answers first. After the questions, each candidate will have 2 minutes for a closing statement. Candidates will be able to see the timer who will indicate the remaining time of 1 minute, 30 seconds, and stop. You do not have to use all of your time, but please stop when the time is up. Audience, please refrain from applause or any indications of agreement or disagreement during the forum. Audience members will be able to ask questions of the candidates during the meet and greet after the formal portion of the forum. We will now begin with the candidates' opening statements. You each have 3 minutes, and we will begin with Joy Glanzer.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
There's a microphone if you'd like.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the League of Women Voters for coming out to Newberry. This is really special to us, and especially in this weather. I appreciate all you showing up here. My name is Joy Glanzer, and I'm running for mayor of Newberry. I've lived in this town a long time, almost 50 years, and I love it. I would never live anywhere else. We raised our family here, and we've run about 6 businesses over those 50 years. As this campaign has rolled on, a lot of differences between myself and my opponent have become more clear, and I'd like to go over about 4 of them that come to mind off the top of my head. For example, when my opponent was asked last week at the forum how he would manage 3 jobs if he was mayor, he is the chair of the Republican Party of Alachua County now, and he works for the John Birch Society. He replied that he delegates his duties to others, and I quote, "I get more done the less I do." Yes, he said that. "Being mayor will be my only job. You're my focus, and I'm stepping back from my real estate brokerage. My daughter Hillary is my partner, and she has agreed to take over the business during my tenure as mayor." My opponent is not in favor of impact fees because he says they do not go where they're supposed to go. Whose fault is that, I asked. I am in favor of assessing impact fees because that's in part how we pay for the development of those new subdivisions that come in and those new commercial developments. Without impact fees, it'd be really hard to cover that with our city's offer. My opponent also votes no on all grants, yet he takes credit for the impressive list of projects that Newberry has undertaken in the past few years, which most of those are covered by grants. I'm in favor of grants. They keep the money we pay into the system through our taxes, they keep that money into our city instead of going to another city. Because if you refuse a grant, it doesn't go back into the state or federal government, it goes to another city. The last thing is my opponent disregards Newberry's comp plan. That's a comprehensive plan. He recently voted to allow an industrial park across the street from 2 neighborhoods by granting the request on that parcel to go from agricultural zone to industrial zone. The applicant for that zoning change actually gave them a plan for the industrial park. I do not support spot zoning of this nature. It's contrary to our comp plan, and it's not fair to our citizens who expect us to protect them from this kind of thing. So you're going to hear more of these topics as the forum goes on, and I look forward to answering. And again, thank you so much for coming in this weather especially.
Thank you. Rosemary Campbell, your opening statement, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Rosa Campbell. Thank you all. Thank you to the League of Alachua County Democrats. I really appreciate this opportunity. I'm running because I believe in Newberry. I believe in restoring the unity that makes us strong. Our community has seen division far, far too long. And we deserve leadership that is responsible, reliable, and responsible, who are willing to work for us all, not just a selected few. And my belief is to work for all. My heart runs deep, and it's a passion for my community. I have been a part of my time and a mentee of Take Stock and Children. I have spent countless hours to make sure that our youth are involved, and I want to bring our children and all children to have a successful resources in this community to be able to be successful in school and life. I work to bring people together in small ways too. I make connections through the line dance, and that has been something that has been dear to my heart. This election isn't just about politics, it's about people. It's about ensuring that every voice is heard, every child is supported, every neighbor is treated with respect. It's about Newberry, where we lift each other up, not tear each other down. I'm ready to fight for our future, but I can't do it alone. I need your support, your voices, your votes. Together we can restore the heart of Newberry and build a community where everyone belongs. While I'm running, concerned about how rapid growth and charter school expansions are affecting families, local schools, and the community. Committed to ensuring responsible development that benefits residents, not just outside interests. Maintaining growth responsibly. Strengthening our community and local economy. My plan and my approach. I want for us to be able to push for the community for input involved in major development projects, local government transparency, regular town hall meetings, open forums to give residents a voice, community engagement, and grassroots involvement, encouraging residents to attend meetings and stay informed. Call to action, how people can support. Spread the word, talk to your neighbors, share on social media, get involved, attend meetings, volunteer, stay engaged, vote. Every vote counts in local elections, and that is about protecting our town's future. My name is Rosa Marie Campbell. Vote for me on Tuesday, April 8th. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will begin with the questions. Candidates will have 2 minutes each for their response to each question. And the first question will go first to Rosa Marie Campbell. Question is, how would you use your position on the City Commission to balance population growth with the traditional image of Newberry as a small town?
As I stated earlier, the growth and development, I will make sure that every input of our citizens, our current growth, it happens so rapidly. And in my opinion, and seeing how rapid it grew without the proper meetings and involvement to ensure that smart decision was made, it has really just happened so fast, and that's why the citizens are so concerned about the growth of how its growth is just needed and it looks good, but to keep it, it's about making sure that every voice is heard and making sure that the small businesses as well stay the forefront. We welcome Publix, we welcome all of the businesses coming, but we do not want to wipe out the small town with the local businesses here in Newberry.
Thank you. Joy Glanzer, your answer, please.
Thank you. Small towns are not defined by the buildings or the streets and the size of the commercial development. The small town that we live in is defined by the heart. This community will always be a small town to me. It doesn't matter how large the boundaries go or how many houses we have here, because as long as I've been here, there's always been this community. They circle the wagons, they're there when you need them. To me, that's the heart of the community, and I would really encourage everybody to embrace that. And as far as the growth goes, we do have a lot of growth happening, but in order to keep it under control, we do have our comprehensive plan, which I mentioned a little bit in my opening statement. We have to be cognizant of that and follow it so that we don't have sprawl, so that we don't have people living everywhere outside of the zones where we planned it for. So again, I think our community is going to maintain its small town feel because it's the community, it's the heart, it's not the buildings.
Thank you. Question 2 will be answered first by Joy Glanzer. As the city continues to grow, what kind of infrastructure changes, such as wastewater treatment capacity, do you think will be needed, and how would you ensure the city is able to pay for them?
So the infrastructure is, we have the wastewater treatment plant coming down the pike in about 10 years, and right now we're starting to get grants and plan for it through bonding issues to make sure we can pay it. I think it's going to be close to $60 to $80 million. That's a lot of money, but it has to be done. We're mandated by the state to do this. Right now, we're only at about 47% capacity of our wastewater treatment plant, but the state mandates these expansions happen, but they don't give us the money or tell us how to get the money to do it. So we're going to have to put our nose to the grindstone and make sure we plan for it. We do have, our mayor is working right now with the city of Archer, who was recently given a $25 million grant towards their lines coming up to Newberry, and so we're going to try to meet lines coming down to them, and that's another very huge enhancement in our infrastructure. We're pretty excited about that. Again, we're always looking for grants from our state and federal government because infrastructure is important, obviously, and but we're very aware of what we need and we're going for it.
Thank you. Rosa Marie Campbell, your answer, please.
Infrastructure is so important for all of us to really think about as a small town, and having meetings and understanding the value and the dollar amounts and where the dollars need to go and how to bring the changes so it will not affect taxpayers and we will not have the issues where we currently have, where I saw on Facebook, even in one of the residence areas where the water is not being treated and all of the rocks and everything he's having, and even the hard water, and just having the proper and using the funding and making sure that these funds are put in appropriate places and that everything is followed by the developers and those who are part of making sure that these the water management system is in a proper place and using all the funding with even the funding from Archer, you know, to be able to put the money to good use and make sure that the money is being used exactly for what the money is supposed to be there for.
Thank you. Question 3 will be answered first by Rosa Marie Campbell. How would you make decisions on the City Commission in a way that reflects the various viewpoints of Newberry residents, even if they differ from your own?
I am one voice, but there are many voices in the community, and I would have to be very attentive, listening, and making sure that every voice is heard, and make sure that we are not one-sided, that we can work together, and our thoughts and ideas, even though we may disagree, we can agree to bring the unity and keep the unity and bond so everyone will feel like and know that their voices are heard. Because we won't always have our way, but knowing that there is a plan and things are done in order brings change and will keep us in a mindset that we are working together and working for a good cause.
Thank you. Joy Glanzer, your answer, please.
Thank you. So I call myself the open door candidate because it's really important to me. Communication is everything with our citizens. Right now, I know there's a little bit of intimidation because if you have a different viewpoint than our current commission, there's a pushback. Diversity is important, and I don't know if you know this, but our community is about half one party and half the other, and then about that much again in non-party NPA. We don't have diversity on the commission right now, and so I hope that I could bring a new voice to it, and I would certainly be open to anyone and everyone coming to me. Call me, text me, email me, come sit on my porch across the street. We get a lot of business done there. The citizens, the government is the citizens. We work for you. It's not about what we think. It's about what you think. And if you don't tell us, we're not going to know what you want. So that would be one of my priorities, is to make sure that citizens feel welcome and the communication will be two-way.
Thank you. Question 4 will be answered first by Joy Glanzer. Do you believe the City Commission has a role to play in the Newberry Community School? If so, what role? And if not, why not?
So the Newberry City Commission, they had something to do with coordinating it so that it happened. I mean, I don't know exactly because I wasn't on the commission. I don't have a child, so I wasn't involved in that vote. But right now, the elementary school, the charter was passed, and so it will open in the fall of 2026. At that point, there will be a Newberry school board. They won't be operated under the School Board of Alachua County, and I want a hands-off approach by the city. That school has to stand on its own, That's the way it was presented to us, and that's the way it has to run. I think the city, and again, I'm not in the city yet, but I know that the city does have the responsibility to, a fiduciary responsibility to write the checks, do some HR, the payments for the payroll and that kind of thing. But other than that, there will be no input as far as what books they read, what their curriculum is. The school has to stand alone. And that being said, we still have two other schools, the middle school and the high school, that are going to be governed by the school board of Alachua County. So we have to maintain that relationship as well. We're going to have a lot of work to do with two school boards. But as far as the elementary school goes, the city should not have anything to do with the running of those schools. They have to run on their own. And they'll either succeed or they fail. I'm going to make sure, I want them to succeed because it's about the kids, but it needs to be run by that school board, not the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Rosa Marie Campbell, your answer, please.
Protecting our charters, our public schools, has been a concern for many citizens, and there are some that are against. And I sit before you to tell you, I have said no. And I stand on my no. But working with the public school system, working with the local government, that's a must. Because I am a voice, and I will make sure that it's done fair. I will listen, and I will make sure that every child have that opportunity to maintain a good education. And I will not be biased. I would have an open mind and listen, but it would have to be what's best for the children overall. And that is something that charter schools, and the way they're expanding, we want to make sure that the public school, we see what's happening in now, and it's just the funding. We got to make sure that, the teachers are there for our local, with the elementary passing, and making sure that we have good teachers and supportive community in what would be, because we still have the middle school and the high school. So it will be a balance. We will have to find a lot of balance to understand what is needed for our Newberry Elementary charter and the public schools, and it can maintain an open mind and making sure that we're listening and be a voice for the children and families in our community.
Thank you. Question 5 will be answered first by Rosa Marie Campbell. Please describe the roles and responsibilities of the city commissioners, the mayor, and the city manager and staff, and how they relate to each other.
We have the city manager. The city manager works with the mayor. The mayor has to listen to the commission and the commissioners, and we all work together and bring our ideas together and sit. It's just like a working hand in hand. And if we work hand in hand, we will be able to be very effective for our community and have the likeness in mind and bring the integrity back to our community, where we know in Newberry, we're a small town, where we help each other. But the city manager, knowing that he has the responsibilities, and we can fire the manager, city manager, if need be, if he's not doing exactly what we think he should be doing. And we know the mayor doesn't have a vote, but in the commissioners, we vote, and whatever is agreed upon and how we look at it, we should have not ourselves in mind. It should never be a personal agenda, but working together as a body, a team, to be effective for bringing what is needed in the area.
Thank you. Joy Glanzer, your answer, please.
So the 5 commissioners are hired by the people, and they are the ones that listen to you. You hire them to represent your opinions and what you want to see in our community. So they vote on issues, and the mayor, runs the meetings, and he kind of drives the focus of what the meeting is. But once those commissioners vote on that, then the city manager executes that plan. The city manager is the head of all the staff in the city, so the commissioners have no firing and hiring abilities. It's all up to the city manager. That's why it's really important that we vet our city manager and make sure he's capable. I think Mr. Marlowe will do a good job. He's been with the commission for, 14 years. The thing to me that's most important is the culture of our staff and our city, because the first thing people see when they come into City Hall or to the Little Red Schoolhouse is our employees. If they're happy, you know it. And, if they're not, you don't. And it's really important when I'm in real estate, so when I send my customers over to the Little Red Schoolhouse to get a permit or talk to planning and zoning, I want them to be welcomed with a big smile. And that culture is going to be led by the commission, the mayor, and the city manager. So it's really important that we work together and we try to maintain that civility so that our staff is happy and our citizens are taken care of.
Thank you. Now we have our last question, which will be answered first by Joy Glanzer. I'll go ahead. Newberry has its elections every spring with a relatively low voter turnout. Would you support moving the city's elections to coincide with the regular general election cycle to increase voter participation?
I don't need 2 minutes to answer this. This has been a puzzle to me for many, many years since they changed it. It's been probably 20 years ago. Everybody votes in November, and I have a list right now of who has voted only in the national elections or the countywide elections that happen in September, and who has voted in the municipal elections that only happens in April. The difference is a wide gap. I mean, we maybe have 10% show up in the spring. This is egregious. And I think the main reason is people aren't aware of a lot of times of our elections are happening. If you're not, when you have countywide elections, it's on TV, it's in the newspaper, you're aware of it for months. Our city, we have a 6-week campaign period. It's mercifully short, so I'm happy for that. But what happens is that, a lot of people just don't even know what's going on. And if you live east of downtown, you never see the signs, you never see the flags on election day that it's happening. I would be completely in favor of moving our elections to the fall. And I would say one more thing. My husband was mayor when they changed that, so it must have been about 15 years ago. So he served 3 years instead of the 2 years because he was there the third year when they went to the April election. And anyway, I can't remember why it was done, but I'm in favor of moving it back to November so that we can vote with the county.
Thank you. Rosa Marie Campbell, your answer, please.
Yes, I'm in favor. Short and sweet. Fall elections for so we will be able to have the same time frame. And like Ms. Joy said, I'm glad it's 6 weeks because we surely have ran a good race. I'm proud of where we're standing and our values and what we feel is best. So yes, the fall.
Thank you. Now we will invite each candidate to make a closing statement, which will be limited to 2 minutes, starting with Rosa Marie Campbell. Your closing statement, please.
Bear with me. I feel in my heart, with my lifelong residency here, me being involved in the community, at this time and this season, that Newberry needs a change. Change is always hard, but change will benefit so many people. Having fresh ideas, someone who has worked hard in the community, willing. I just want to be able to be a voice for the community because it's about Newberry. And it's about listening and learning and being accessible to our citizens of Newberry. Being the resident, I am open, I'm honest, I'm very transparent, I'm willing. My number, my email is all public information. My address is even public. But I'd rather for you to call and we can meet at a local public restaurant. I'll buy you coffee, but I am willing to listen. And yes, I have a full-time job. My full-time job will not get in the way, but I am willing and I'm available to listen to all who wants to talk. So thank you. I'll vote for Rosa Marie Campbell on Tuesday, April the 8th. Thank you.
Thank you. Joy Glanzer, your closing statement, please.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody again for coming today in the rain, and I especially hope it was worth it for you, even though there's only 2 out of 6 candidates that are up for election. That's important, and Rosa and I were so happy to be here. Newberry is a very special place. During campaigns, it gets a little testy, and that's because everybody is so passionate about this city. You know, whatever your beliefs are or your politics, that's why it gets a little, crazy. But after the election, everybody's Newberry again, so it's all about that. One thing I want to encourage while I have the chance is for young people to get involved in our city government. We need the next generation to jump in and create a vision for their children. No one on this dais came with any experience. There was no school. You learn on the job, and you'll be making a difference in no time. To others, if you don't have to be an elected official to make a difference in your community. We have Main Street Organization, the Chamber, there's all kinds of volunteer opportunities with our school. So I encourage you to get involved, even if you're not going to run for office, trust me, it's not for the weak of heart. In this last week of the campaign, I ask you all to please tell your friends, your neighbors, your family to come out and vote. And if any issue came up today during this forum, I encourage you to call me, text me, email me. My website is joyglanzerformayor.com, and all my contact information is there. And we hope to see everyone at the polls on April 8th. Thank you so much again to the League of Women Voters. We really appreciate that, and to all you coming. Thank you.
Thank you. The formal portion of the forum is now over, and we invite the audience to spend time with the meet and greet with the candidates to discuss any issues you want after they step down. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Alachua County, I want to thank you for coming, and I want to thank our candidates for showing up today, despite, I think some sun is starting to come out now. We hope that you leave here informed and ready to vote. Please encourage others to vote on April 8th. And I want to emphasize that the League of Women Voters is nonpartisan. We are not affiliated with any of the political parties, and we don't endorse or support any of the candidates. Thank you, and enjoy some cookies, lemonade, and iced tea. These were donated. These are donated by Hitchcock's Market because, as the candidates have said, this is a community, and it's nice that the community market is donating food for all the citizens and people who came out to the forum today. And have a great rest of your day. Thank you.